I also want to ask you a question I've never asked anyone, actually. Getting a
Mm,
bit personal. Here we go. Buckle up. You've obviously just become a dad of two now. Huge congratulations. You're
thank you.
also a founder or a co-founder of a high growth startup. How are you finding, or how are you juggling the two, other than not sleeping, coffee, and whatever else you need to get through the day? How
Yeah.
has that kind of changed your focus on the business? Has it changed it?
Yeah, I think it's something you don't understand until you become a parent. I've asked people for advice. Something I always try and do is listen to people. When you hear the same advice over and over again, you're like, they obviously know something. So I try and listen to that. Of advice is people have said, you become more efficient when you become a parent. I tried to focus myself to achieve those new levels of efficiency, which is always a struggle. But I think what is lucky about us is like I have become a new parent. I've got a super supportive wife. I've got a super supportive team. And I think having multiple co-founders in the business allows for that resilience. If for
Mm,
whatever reason I've got to take the kids somewhere, for example, I call Tom, call Anthony, say, hey guys, something come up, need you to take this. And I think having friends that are that close, but are also your co-founders, your business partners, people just understand, you know. And I think also my
that's so
wife
true.
Louise, she's just like, yeah, I know what we need
Shout
to
out
do. We'll make it happen.
Louise. Woo! Would you ever consider founding a company on your own? Obviously, if Project Mark wasn't in the picture, or because of that
No.
kind of brotherhood you have, is it just not even an option?
Yeah, I don't think I would. I think we actually talk about this quite a bit. It's it's so hard to cover so much ground on your own. Of course, if you were doing it a second time, you could have obviously the capital to kind of take those extra steps a little bit earlier yourself, but it's not really about that. It's about having people who are going through the exact same thing as
Mm.
you at the same time, and that when things are tough, you've somebody who understands exactly what you're going through. I think the great thing about ConTech, to be fair, is that there's so many other ConTech founders who you can speak to, but their experiences are similar, but they're not the same. I think having the two guys again who are your friends right beside you is just something that's unique and is not replaceable. And I don't think you get the same enjoyment if you did it yourself, you know?
For sure. It's like ultimately, I don't think it's about not being able to do everything. Yes, you're stretched more thin, but the emotional turmoil and impact, whether that's good or bad, of founding a startup is so extreme. I think it's kind of like playing singles or doubles tennis. Like, yeah, the win at singles feels good, but you don't go out for beers with anyone after to actually celebrate it
Mm,
unless you're a very good sport and then you go out with your opposition. I've never
yeah.
done that personally. But do you know what I mean? Definitely having that camaraderie, I think, must make the whole journey so much more enjoyable.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've joked so many times when the times are tough, when we just look at each other and we laugh. We're like, this is part of
You
it.
gotta laugh, otherwise you
Yeah,
cry.
you do. Yeah. So it's someone to share the low points, the high points with as well. It just going through the low points together makes the progress that you make all the more satisfactory.
Heart reacts for Noel, everyone. Heart
I think
reacts.
teams will let us do that, right? Get the thumbs up.
It is so ironic. I'm the biggest heart reactor ever, and it just doesn't want me on it. Because my force is too much for teams one
That's
day.
it.
Come on,
Yeah.
you try.
All right, make me do this.
See, you don't get the heart. Oh,
Oh,
no.
what?